Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk Lifestyle. So, this week I wanted to share with you some of my top tips for how to be productive. So, right now there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and we're not really in our most productive states. And these tips are not necessarily how to be productive during a pandemic quarantine. Right now, these are tips for just how to be productive in life, whether it's during quarantine or during a regular time. So I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips on how to be productive, and I hope that you enjoy them. So let's get started. Tip number 1 is get organized. So what I mean by this is have a place where you write stuff down. I am a list person through and through. I write lists for everything. I write lists for what songs I enjoy. I write lists for what I've got to get done. I write lists for what I need to be doing next week. I write lists for everything. Lists help keep me organized. And I have a lot of different places where I keep my list. So I have, this is actually my planner from last year of 2019, but this is a planner that I found at TJ Maxx. It was cheap. It says right here on the back it was $6 and it did the job. So find you a planner, find something, a journal, anything. I have a journal right here where I have a list in it. So find a journal. Write down whatever it is that you need to get done in that journal each and every time that you need to make a list for something. So that's tip number 1 is get organized, because if you are organized and you know everything that you've got to get done, the less time that you're going to spend trying to figure out what you need to get done. So if in the morning you wake up and you say, okay, today I've got to get done A, B, C, and D, then at 3:30 in the afternoon you're not saying, okay, what did I need to do next? What else was on my list to do today? You just know because you have a place where it's written down. So find a place where you can write down your list and get organized. That's my tip number 1. Tip number 2 is plan for things that you enjoy. So when you're making that list, don't just make it about the things that you have to get done. Also include things that you want to get done. So maybe you enjoy being crafty and you like to paint. Maybe you enjoy laying out by the pool. Maybe you enjoy working out. So when you include things on your list of, okay, today I've got to get done laundry, I've got to get my dinner cooked, and I've got to go to the grocery store. When you're including those things on your list, also include the things that you enjoy so that it's not a day that you dread, but a day that you are looking forward to. And if you have those things mixed in there that you enjoy, then you're more likely to get through those tough things that you don't necessarily enjoy so that you can get to the things you enjoy. Maybe tip 2.5 to go along with that one is use a timer. So there's a timer built right into everybody's smartphone. I also have a little cat timer that I love. So have a timer and use that to help keep you on track. So let's say that the thing that you want to get done today that you enjoy is laying out by the pool. So you go out and lay by the pool, set a timer for yourself. That way, first of all, you don't get sunburnt, because I'm guilty of that, but also so that you know that, okay, at the end of these 30 minutes, I have to go back inside and I have to get one of those other things checked off of my to-do list. So you use a timer to keep you on track during the day with those things that you've got to get done. So that's tip number 2 and 2.5. And then let's move on to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is block out time for social media. Social media is a problem for me, and it's probably a problem for a lot of people. I know that I have so many social media accounts. I have Instagram and Facebook, and I love Pinterest. I'm on Pinterest probably more than any other social media account. So I recently decided to go on like a cleanse for social media and just get rid of all of it. So I deleted my social media, and I decided that I would do this for about 45 days. And I did. I stuck to it. And at the end of it, I went kind of right back into my old ways. So a goal that I have set for myself now is to set a timer and to block out time specifically for social media. So in the morning when I wake up, I say, okay, I'm going to give myself 10 minutes in the morning to be on social media. And then around lunchtime, I'll give myself 15 minutes to be on social media. And then at night, once I've gotten all my other to-dos done, then I'll give myself 30 minutes to stay on social media, whatever social media it is that I want to be on. So by doing this, then I have stopped myself from spending too much time on it throughout any of the other day. And I have blocked out time for things that I enjoy. So that goes right back to tip number 2. So my tip number 3 is to block out time for social media and stick to that. Tip number 4 is be realistic with yourself. If you sit here and you make a to-do list of 8 things that you don't enjoy doing, and things that are kind of time-consuming, then you're not going to get through those, and you're going to be discouraged at the end of the day. You're going to lay down in bed and you're going to say, okay, I only got half of my to-do list done today. That means that tomorrow I've got to add 4 more things to my to-do list, plus 8 more that I originally had planned. That's not being realistic with yourself. So in order to be as productive as possible, you have to be realistic with yourself. If you know that it's going to take you, let's say 3 hours to get done 2 loads of laundry, then block out that and say, okay, I'm only doing 2 loads of laundry today because I also have to do this, and this today, and I don't have time to do 4 loads of laundry. So be realistic with yourself so that you can get done what needs to be done today. What doesn't need to be done today, you can wait and do tomorrow. Only put down on your list things that you need to get done right away. Last tip number 5 for how to be as productive as possible. Tip number 5 is to keep yourself accountable. Find a person, find a journal, find something that is going to keep you accountable. What keeps me most accountable is my planner, because in there I will write down my list, and as soon as I get done with something, I check it off. Nothing makes me happier than checking something off of my to-do list, and that keeps me accountable because I really want to see that at the end of the day I've got all check marks. I don't want to see anything left blank. So that means that throughout the day I am being motivated by that accountability of having that journal. Now, let's say that doesn't work for you because only my eyes see my journal, but my eyes are enough to keep me accountable. Let's say that doesn't work for you. Find a friend, find somebody else, maybe it's social media. Turn to somebody else or something else to keep you accountable. Let's say that you write down your to-do list and you keep it on your refrigerator door. That way at the end of the day, somebody comes home to you and they say, okay, I see that you had this, and this to get done today. Did you get those things done? Maybe that's what works best for you. Find something or someone to keep you accountable, and that's what's going to be keeping you productive. So let's review those 5 tips for how to stay productive. Tip number 1 was get organized and stay organized. Find what works for you and stick to it. Tip number 2 is plan for things that you enjoy. If you only put those things on your list that you don't enjoy, you're not going to be as motivated to get them done. But by putting things on your list that you do enjoy, you're going to be motivated to get through those tougher things so that you can get to the fun things. Tip number 3, block out time for social media. Stick to that. Only be on social media during those blocked out times. Tip number 4 is be realistic with yourself. Don't put too many things on that to-do list that you can't get done. And tip number 5 is to keep yourself accountable. Find what works for you. Thanks, guys, for listening, and I hope that you found at least 1 or 2 of these tips to be helpful for you. Let me know in the comments your top productivity tips, and maybe we can include those on our next video. See you next time.